You first put your box together. There's a platform in the bottom, platform support, and this goes in there, and then you're ready to put potting mix in. And you can, I usually just pour some in to the boxes. And what you're going to do is pack this tight into the wicking chamber. The two big holes in the bottom are called wicking chambers, and so you want to put potting mix into the wicking chambers, but you also want to put it in there to pack it tight. By packing it tight, it keeps from developing an air pocket that will not allow the water to wick up to where the plants are growing. So you pack it tight so when the water gets on the potting mix, this part doesn't collapse. And so you put it in there and you pack it tight. And then you're gonna periodically, as you're filling the box with potting mix, you'll moisten the potting mix, and that helps the wicking action to start. So sometimes there are clumps in the potting mix, and so you just kind of break it up with your fingers to get it nice and consistent. You get that in there, just pack it down just a little bit, just to pat it down to fill in the air holes, and then you'll moisten it again. And then ready for some more potting mix. And so at this point, you're almost where you're going to add the dolomite. The dolomite's a dolomitic limestone. It's got crushed limestone, magnesium, and calcium, and that helps balance the pH. And so you get to this point, then you're going to add the dolomite. Dolomite is just you just pour this on the top. It's a powdery consistency. It's a bag on the label on the back says rock dust, and so the dolomitic limestone. And this has a calcium which helps prevent blossom end rot and balance out the pH. And you mix this up to where you don't have any veins of dolomite. You just get all consistent across, and then once you have this in there, and you just water it down again. Add some more potting mix. Now what you want to do here at the last is you want to add potting mix, and then you want to have a crown that goes down the middle of the box. So you I usually just try to add some just to kind of level everything off, and then pour the last little bit right down the center, and you can form that into a crown. And once you have that crown, then you'll...
Why do you have the crown?
The crown is, it helps keep the water from building up. Like if you get rainwater, water will, if you don't have a crown, the water doesn't run off. It just forms in a pocket and goes into the boxes. And so I usually just put a little furrow like that, and then I'll add the fertilizer. And the fertilizer just pours right down the center. And you don't work that into the potting mix, you just leave it right on top. And then you add plastic to the top. And so you will cut a slit so the watering tube can slide over this plastic. I usually measure that, but I've done this so many times I know where it goes. So you can see the cut there. And so cut a slit just slightly smaller than this pipe. And so now it's ready to go over the top. And this.
And why is the plastic really important?
Well, plastic is important for two reasons. One, it keeps the weeds out, and two, it keeps the moisture in, and it acts as an ecosystem within each box. The water sits in the bottom of the box, and then it wicks to the top through capillary action. So when the sun bakes this, it gets heat it up and it draws moisture to the top. The moisture forms along this ridge line, takes moisture back through the fertilizer to feed the plant. So once you have it on there straight, then you put in screws. We have screws that there is self-tapping screws, and so you can use an electric drill or however you want to do it. I just give it a cute couple hard turns and it just goes right in. And I usually just put them 2 on each side of the box.
And why do you use the screws?
The screws hold the ring onto the box, and the box or the ring holds the plastic down to where when you get a high wind, if you don't have something to hold that plastic down, it will blow off, and sometimes it has even taken plants out when the plastic comes off. And so here's how the screws look once they're in. And there's not a specific location for the screws. I just kind of evenly space them. And here I'm just twisting back and forth until it forms a hole. And so you don't have to have a electric drill for the screws. It's easier when you're doing a bunch of them, but I just hold my fingers on the back side underneath the lip of the box, and it holds the ring and the box together. And so then it's ready to plant. And so in order to plant, you just take a knife or scissors, and let's say you're going to plant 2 tomato plants. You would just cut an X in the box where you want to plant the tomato plant, and then you have it form the hole. You clear out space for the root ball, plant it in the box as you normally would. You water it from the top, and usually for 3 or 4 days after planting, you want to make sure that the roots stay moist, and so you'll water it from the top just to get the wicking action going. But you can fill up the box rather quickly with the garden hose here. When water comes out this hole, then you know it's full, and that will the wicking action will start immediately. But you'll have when you first fill this up, it's going to soak up a lot of water because of the wicking action, and so you'll want to be sure to keep it full of water as you do. That's it. Thank you.